numbers guys, if you need me to be the numbers guy, if you've been involved in other concepts or whatever, you need like some comparisons and stuff. See, Brian's just as good as a dime, but he's pitched himself as this Louisiana educated guy, so he gets away with not having to do all that. So in any event, we do know the numbers, and the numbers do make sense here, and it really is exciting if you get into it and you see what it takes to be able to make the type of money that people are making here. It is pretty exciting, but what's more important than that is the why that we're here, and that's kind of what I want to lead with as far as what this is, and talk about why we're here. So I'm going to tell two stories. First, I'm going to tell my story, which I started about 14 years ago now. I was 21 years old, and I was in college, and I didn't really know for sure what I was going to do, you know, like most people, 21 years old in college, don't know yet. And I had a friend that invited me to come check something like this out. I remember it was down in Provo, and I sat in a little apartment that I can sit every time I drive by it, which isn't very often, but every once in a while I do drive by it. I'm like, I remember that place right there. That's where it all started. And I had a couple guys sit down and share a concept with me. And one of the guys, it was the very first time he'd ever done it. And he had a little pamphlet, and his hand was shaking, and he was like stumbling all over himself and everything. But he did a good enough job sharing the concept with me that I got it. And I got that a couple different things. Number one, that I could work for myself. And that was really important because I always wanted to work for myself. And I knew that working for myself was the best way to, you know, be free in life. Number two, you could have flexible hours. You know, nobody was going to tell me what to do, when to do it. You could do it whenever you want, as much as you want, as little as you want. That was nice. Number three, work with whoever I wanted to. That was a cool part too, because usually, how many people here get to choose their coworkers? Anybody? No? Well, that aren't in this specifically. Not very often, right? You don't even get to choose your coworkers, right? It's always fun to work with people that you want to work with. And then most importantly was something called, that I could make something called residual reoccurring income. And that was the most exciting part, which simply said if you could work one time, and you could get paid over and over and over again for that work, kind of like a subscription, kind of like, you know, when you get somebody on like a newspaper route, right? Or you get someone on a software subscription, they just keep paying and keep paying and keep making money, right? It's like, I like that, that sounds great. So I got involved, and I always say I can only take credit for really two things in my entire career. The first thing was that I got started. Number two, I never stopped. I never decided to stop. And so those are the two things that you can do. Everybody can make those decisions, and if you do, you can have what some of the rest of us have and are creating right now. Now, what was even more important, though, than that initial meeting was that very soon afterwards, they did the right thing, and they gave me a book. And the book was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Has anybody read that before, by chance? It's phenomenal. If you haven't had a chance to, please read it, because it's about the most amazing primer for financial literacy that exists out there. It's very simple to read. It's basically takes all sorts of accounting stuff and makes it readable and makes it in story format so you can understand money, understand numbers, understand how the world works, and understand why most of us have been bullied our whole lives by money. Why we've been pushed around by those with it or by not having it, and how we can get control of it in our own lives to be able to go out there and literally get free by understanding money and keep, you know, making it, keeping it, and doing the right things with it. And it changed my life. And one of the things he actually talked about in there was starting a network marketing business. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm already doing that, so check, you know. But the reason I bring up that story is because that's what really got it started for me. It was the book. It was understanding financial principles and understanding, you know, finance in general, that then led me on this course to where now for 14 years I haven't had a job. I'm now married, 2 kids, I'm, you know, home and 2 cars and all that. And I haven't had to have a job since I was in college because of understanding that, understanding how money works, understanding the ideas behind finance. And it started with that book. It was very powerful. Well, this company, kind of transitioning now, was founded upon those same principles. There was a gentleman named Troy Muhlstein who had been a blue-collar worker his whole life. Worked for 20 years for the same company. He's about the hardest working guy you'll ever meet. I know him. He's a very honest, down-to-earth, just salt-of-the-earth, good guy. You know, and he put his heart and soul into what he does because he believes in doing things the right way. Well, his company got acquired back in 2008 now, I think it is. Yeah, 2008. And when the people, you know, the guys who looked at the balance sheets, all the bean counters looked at the sheets, they said, you make too much money, you're out of here. And that was it. You know, they invited him to leave, and he walked out, and he said, all I left with was a mountain of debt. That's really all I left with. And so he was scared, he was angry, and he understood at the same time that he was wasn't the only person that had happened to. And so he called a friend of his named Richard Smith, who hopefully some of you will get to meet. And Richard's been very successful with what we do from an ownership perspective for a number of years, and now is being very successful as well from a social business perspective. He's making just as much money as guys like Brian and myself and others in this type of thing now. But Troy called Richard and said, Richard, I want to get the world out of debt one person at a time, starting with me, and I want you to help me. You know, and Richard said, okay, that's nice, and he left, and ignored him for a couple of weeks until finally, long story short, Troy tracked him down, sat him down and said, Richard, I need you to help me with this. We need to do this. I need to, I don't ever want to work for someone again. I want to change the corporate dress code. I want to wear what I want to wear. I want to get the world out of debt one person at a time, and I don't want to screw anybody. And Richard said, well, that's a tall order, but let's see what we can do. Let's roll up our sleeves and figure it out. And I said, well, it's going to take some money. And so Troy went and he cashed out every dime he owned from his 401k and everything else and sat it down and said, okay, let's go. So at that point, Richard was all in. He didn't really have the choice. And they started this company called Wake Up Now. And they started it on that original principle of teaching people about money, getting people out of debt, one person at a time, and giving them the financial wherewithal that they need to be successful. And so with that, now, of course, over the years, things start to transform, and they grow, and they kind of get a life of their own. And that vision has transformed into what we do today, which is we help people save, manage, and make money. That is what Wake Up Now is, and that's what we do. And that's what we're inviting you to do with us. First and foremost, save. We have something called a hub. The hub is an online portal that you get access to when you sign up with this company. You can sign up for free, and you can also pay for products. And our most expensive product is $99.95 a month for our most expensive subscription. For that, you get all the tools that you need to save money on things that you are buying every day. You get a bunch of products and services that are based on software to save money on food, on your cell phone, on oil changes, on vacations, on cruises, on just about anything you could possibly think of. Clothes, you can save money on clothes. I had a friend save 50% off a suit at Men's Warehouse on our team. That was pretty neat. And things like that. And so that's the first thing we do. We help people save money. We help them save it through our digital products and services. We help them save it through our select lineup of products, which are products like those that you see in the back. Go ahead and turn over your right shoulder. Look back there. Those are our select lineup of products. They're energy drinks and coffee and things that people like. The company goes out and manufactures those at a cheaper price, gives you high-quality products at a very reasonable price so that you can buy those. Number 3, we have what's called our deal stream. Deal stream is deeply, deeply discounted merchandise, and it's usually electronics or furniture or bigger things like that. Stuff like MacBook computers that are normally $1,200 that you can get for $600 to $800 when they're available. Flat screen TVs, 60-inch TVs for as little as $400, things like that. So between the digital services, the select products, and the deal stream, you can save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Basically, say the average person is going to save about $300 a month if you're on that $100 subscription. How many people in the room here would trade me, if you gave me $100 and I gave you $300, how many people would do that every month for me for the rest of our lives? Hope so, right? That just makes sense, and that's what we're doing here. Regardless of whether you decide to do the business or the sharing or the make money part of this at all, you should get involved and save money with us, and that's what Troy's vision was. He said we can't screw anybody. He says, well, to do that, we have to have a product that gives more back than we put in, and that's what we have with our hub and our products and services. Number 2, manage money. I always say this is the most important part. It's the substance. It's not the sexy, but it's the substance. What we have here is the ability. You have software pieces that allow you to go in and dump your entire financial life into them, what's called our personal finance manager. It's going to show you how to get out of debt faster. It's going to show you what you're spending your money on every month and help you organize yourself, because it's not just how much you make, it's how much you keep, right? And this is going to help you keep more. It's going to help you leave it where you want to, or put it where you want to put it, and organize it where you want to organize. And it's going to help you get out of debt, including your mortgage, years and years and years faster than you would do by yourself. On top of that, we have a guy named Ross Jardine, who's known as America's Money Mentor. He owned, what did he own, Brian? He was Invest Tools, which is one of the most successful investment platforms on the planet. He sold it for $200 million, and now he's here helping us teach people how to get out of debt. And he's created some amazing tools and training that people can take advantage of to, once again, get a hold of your financial life, become the master of money instead of letting money be your master, like is the case for so many of us. Finally, we have make money. Okay, so just with those first 2 alone, you're going to get way more value than you put in just by participating, having the support group. We're going to get you financially free and help you get out of debt, and help others get out of debt as well. And that's our mission and our goal here. Finally, if you'd like to make money, we've put this all into what I call the social business model. And I specifically call it social business. There's traditional business over here. There's network marketing over here. We've come in the middle and we've met this little arena called social business. Okay. Why do I say that? Because traditional businesses are all coming our direction. They understand that everybody's hanging out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and all the other types of social networks out there, that if they can engage their audience and get them talking about them, get them participating in their community, they're going to make more money. Well, we've done that for years, and all we've done is we've come much more to the middle on their model and say, you know what? We don't need to have people buying garages and garages of product. We don't have to have people going to all these crazy meetings all the time and everything. We can have people sharing, once again, this through the medium of the social business medium, and people can make all kinds of crazy money doing what we do. So that's what we do, guys. This is social business. We're infopreneurs. By sharing this concept with others, you can make a life-changing, earth-shattering income. We have out in the back there, when you see it, what's called our income disclosure statement. It's posted on the wall. You can go see the type of money people are making back there. But just really quick, when I got involved in June, within 2 months, I was making a six-figure run rate of income. You know, it wasn't in a month, but what would be a six-figure income over a year's period of time. And then in 4 months, I made the largest check that I ever made in my entire 14-year career, which was a high five-figure check. And there's many other people here that may have some very similar stories. Once again, go look at the income disclosure back there. We don't really talk about, you know, money too much beyond, you know, what's on that piece of paper, because we're like a publicly traded company and it needs to be very legit. So it's right there. So go look at it, okay? And you can make whatever you want. But none of that is really important. What's most important from the sharing aspect, and this is where I'll wrap up and move on, but is number one, if you can go out there and share this concept with 3 people, just 3 people, if you can find 3 that would like to trade, once again, $100 for $300 every month, what's going to happen is you're going to make $100, which that covers your $99.95. In fact, you're up a nickel every month already, right there. It's pretty nice. Actually, it shows in your little online wallet you got a nickel. Okay? You're going to break even every month if you can simply find 3 that would like to do that would like to change their financial life, and that would like to trade $100 for $300 every month. Okay? Number 2 is if you'll have those 3 people go out and find 3 as well, and so you'll have a social referral network of about a dozen people, you're going to make $600 a month. And that's what Chris was having you do that little visualization exercise for, because that's what that is. For simply a dozen people. Guys, it doesn't get any simpler than that. There is no other way on this planet that I'm aware of, and I probably won't ever be aware of, to generate an extra $500 a month take-home in income, because 100 of that 600 pays for your monthly subscription. Okay? $500 extra in your pocket a month for simply having a dozen people that want to save, manage, and make money, want to trade 100 for 300 every month. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense, because that's why so many people are getting involved. This thing is exploding. The company's going to double this month versus what it did last month, and it doubled the month before. People are falling in love with this concept because we are changing lives. It's not about what you can do, it's about who you can help. Because if you can go out there and bring 3 and help 3, get 3, make that $600 a month, what you get the chance to do then is go bless others' lives. You can go out there and help as many people as you want, go make $500 extra a month, and the more people you do that, the more down that list back there that you're going to get. Every single person in this room that's making a phenomenal income, whether it's 6-figure or multiple 6-figure income, is because we've helped dozens and dozens of people make $500 a month or more. This concept makes sense, guys. We're out there literally waking up the world to their potential and helping them realize what they can do once they can get their financial life in order and go out there and share that with others. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it back to you.